You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer, right here on LA Talk Radio.
How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
We're
just thanking everyone for the event, and actually, we were talking about the beautiful picture you tweeted of my daughter, which I was really indebted to you for doing because it's one of the few I've got of her from the event.
Love that.
You know. Well, we love you for taking the photo and being a part of it. Let me tell you, this guy, Steve Blum, in case you don't know, he takes me aside and goes, I have some presents I brought for the kids. And all of you did that on some level.
My favorite was that Steve had the opportunity to grab his presents and then hand deliver each one to a kid. That was so sweet.
With Batman and Robin.
I know, you did it with the heroes.
I had an escort. Batman and Robin were my escort.
So
How cool
badass.
was that?
I was wondering how the presents got distributed because Richard and I were doing the baskets, and then I looked out, the presents were gone.
Oh, no, I didn't have anything to do with those.
You didn't?
No,
Sean did all that.
Yeah, I just brought a big bag of unwrapped, like Hot Wheels and little.
But that's
characters
awesome.
And things like that. The kids were so great. They were so excited to get these little stickers and Hot Wheels. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that stuff goes a long way with them, you know. I mean, those toys, it's like in particular, that was my dilemma when I was doing the shopping the week before, was I'm working my way towards bankruptcy, right?
Yeah.
But you know, you're there, and like
my
the
God.
Toys R Us guy goes, well, we can get you this. This is going out on Black Friday, and we can give it to you now. And I'd look at it and I'd be like, you know what? This thing's going to keep kids comfortable on a church pew and wherever motel room they're sleeping. It's got to be better than this. I know. Believe me, I would kill to buy a $3 toy right now. I was like battling with myself. I'm like, I would love to buy 400 of these. This would really get me off the hook, but it's just not going to cut it.
Yeah.
You know, with the kid after the.
No,
so,
it definitely is you feel it with the kid, like when a family is getting the short end of the stick in life in that part of the journey, you want to give them something of quality. They deserve a little something of quality. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go cheap on yourself. Don't go cheap on the kids.
Yeah.
That's what I. That's
You know
I
what? I did not know about this until, it kind of hit, and I had all these toys at home, which I was able to give to you, the plushies. But next year, I know where to go, and I know, so I will get you a bunch
I'll be
of
going
stuff
with you.
next
Let's
year.
take me
Ellen's
with
a
you.
shopper. You should definitely go with her.
We need a
She knows how to
shopper point person.
Okay, I'll be your professional shopper.
And then the funny thing about it, right, is I've got like 3 shopping carts worth of toys, and I tell the manager, I said, okay, I'm going to be back for those tomorrow. I have to go to this boys and girls dinner. And I get there late. I sit down next to Loda, and Loda goes, okay, they're about to auction off families. And the auctioneer points at our table and goes, sold. My wife's got her number up, and I'm like,
Oh, that's
in my mind, I'm thinking of
great.
3 shopping carts of toys I got to lay a credit card in for. And I'm thinking, how are we going to do this? And then the other half of my mind kicks and goes, well, how can we not do it, really? We'll find a way to get through it. How can we just say no at this point?
I have a personal question for you, if you don't mind answering it on the radio live.
I'm completely
How
shameless.
does this work? I mean, my heart, your family is amazing, and I kept thinking, to have a 10-year-old watch Daddy buy all of these gifts for all of these other humans. I mean, granted, I know she's a very generous soul, but at some point, when does the 10-year-old kick in and go like, I hope you remember to get me something for Christmas because I know we've spent all of our money on this. Like, how do you? Not that you
question.
don't blow anything for Sean if she's listening.
No.
But I feel like that is a serious challenge.
Well, on that particular day, she was with me, actually. And so, of course, oddly enough, she goes to the Monster High aisle.
I love you, Sean.
And you know what? The thing about it was that she's like a kid who's like looking at all the aquariums at a zoo real quick. Like she's got her hands up. She's like, look at this and look at this. And they had a Toralei doll there that she's been asking for 2 years.
I'll bring Toralei in for her at some point.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's doing, and I'm like,
I feel like I'm out of the loop. I don't know what a Toralei
It's,
is.
It's a character played by America Young.
I know Steve Blum has one.
I'll get you one, Richard.
I know he has a few actually at his place. So
Share mine with you. I have a life-size one at home.
Actually, we do have a gift for Sean.
do you?
Yes,
Yes,
we do.
we
So,
do.
Sean, if you're listening,
yeah, we do have a gift.
we have a
for
gift
her.
for you.
That's very
I
nice.
think it's
Yeah.
the perfect gift for her.
I'll tell you, it was challenging because she's looking with all this excitement, and they, of course, have the doll she hasn't been able to see for 2 years. And I'm telling, and here's the thing. I'm trying to budget toys at like $10 to $15 if they're epic per kid.
Right.
And she's like, oh, look, Dad, they have a Toralei 3-pack, and it's like $60. And I'm like, kid, this is really not the day, and she I saw her do the which is my move. She took it and she goes, I'm going to put it behind these toys so it's here when we come back. And I just saw this kind of look of sort of mixed enthusiasm and kind of desperation. And I'm looking at her going, and the thing about it is I tried
to do that with the bike actually, but I couldn't hide it anywhere. So I wanted to do that.
Next time, talk to me on the bike.
Okay.
But so I tell her, I'm like, look, I don't know if I can get this right now. I really don't know. I mean, right now it's kind of about all these other kids.
Sure.
And to her credit, she totally got it. She was like, okay. And I said, listen, and I have very philosophical conversations with her for a 10-year-old. I was like, look, right now, it's all about what we can do. And that's really where the gift is. And she goes, no, I get it, Dad. I'm okay. But what was cool about it was, now not forgetting what the look on her face will stay with me her whole life. And when we did the big, after the event, as some of we have all the cast and the role players and the cosplayers, they meet in the bar for kind of a cocktail kind of post rap party. And whatever's left over that didn't go out in the silent auction, we let them have a ticket, and it goes to the people who worked it for free, because everyone's an unpaid volunteer, including the restaurant staff. Right. They volunteer for that. So
that's awesome.
That is amazing.
And they give their tips every year to the shelter.
Restaurant is awesome.
Yeah, it is. And they've been there. They're there 5 in the morning with me.
Grill, in case you don't know. I'm giving them a plug.
And even and also the guys that a lot of people forget, which is the staff in the back of the house that's washing dishes, all volunteers that morning.
Wow.
So I have one Raven Queen doll autographed by you. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna, it's like everyone's, okay, this number, and they win a prize, and then of course I pull that up, Raven Queen doll, and you can hear a lot of the cosplayers go like hold their breath, wow, that would be awesome. And I'm like, autographed by Erin Fitzgerald, and then my daughter in the back of the room goes, oh, me, Dad, and she puts her hand up, but she puts it down right away, and she goes like she knew it wasn't it shouldn't be for me,
right?
But it's her react. And so I just stopped it all. I said, how about for the 7-year-old girl who thought of the event, right? And everyone just totally clapped. And,
yeah.
And she was totally blown away by it.
But it wasn't a Toralei doll, we're just saying.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, listen, I have to say something.
I'm working on it.
You should not have to go broke doing this event.
Well,
and I think...
let
me just finish this.
We will next year.
You need an underwriter for this event. And if there's any rich guys out there or any people who know rich guys who'd like to contribute to a really worthy good
where
cause,
are the rich guys?
We need somebody to kick in and step up and help Ethan out, because he's a good guy. He's doing all this work himself. He should not have to go broke on top of it doing this event. So if somebody out there is listening within who can hear my voice, please step up next year and help you out a little bit, so you don't have to kill yourself doing this.
Any donation
to help out would help the kids.
We have talked about doing a Kickstarter. That's a good idea. But I've also talked about putting a lot of the artists who come through our door on a Christmas CD for next year.
There you go.
And
that's
that'll
a great
help
idea.
raise the
You've
money.
got people listening to you internationally around the world
That's
that would
right.
love to help. You just need to figure out a way that works for them where
Come
they
on,
can
Switzerland.
participate. But they already want to. I see their posts, and they're dying to be a part of it and be able to give from their hearts. It's a great opportunity to give.
Have a place for them to
I-
become a nonprofit and have a place for them to send you donations.
What
for
if
this-
we
for this
do?
thing.
What if we do a Christmas Carol record?
Yeah.
That's
What
a
a
great
great
idea.
idea.
We all sing together.
We'll get that wonderful gospel choir again.
Wasn't
They
they
were
were
amazing.
Yeah, funny thing about them, right? When the rain was coming down, I told them, I'm like, you don't have to go out there and do it. And then the one lady goes, oh no, God's word ain't going to be denied, baby. We're going out there. We're going out there.
Yeah, don't mess with her.
Yeah, and
she's actually a minister too, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But that was
I
the whole
interviewed her.
spirit
She
of the
was great.
whole thing. I mean, it was like, this isn't going to stop us, But in answer to your question real quick, my kid, I did get a chance to give her something special at a special moment, when everyone could acknowledge her. Because I had seen that for so long. It tortures a dad. And we're all fathers, right?
Yeah.
So, when a kid, really wants
Not me.
something, and obviously, yeah. But,
You're a
you're
mother.
just like, how do I
You're a
tell this
mother.
kid no, it's like it's torture, but she held it together. She never threw a tantrum or never said, she's been to the shelter, so she's seen it.
No, she knows.
And she knows.
Yeah.
And she gets it, and she sees the people.
Listen, she's the one that thought of this
She
whole
felt
deal.
like a 40-year-old woman in that sleigh running things, telling all of her friends, the other little elves. She had it together. She was organized. She was a wise woman, a team leader. She was amazing.
Really? She had it that well together? I didn't see her out there.
She did to me. I felt like I felt 10, and she was the one. She was the girl up in charge.
But you know what, though?
Aren't you 10?
Yeah. Oh, I am.
There is a great photo of you.
I won't grow up.
No, she's 7 to me every day of the event.
Right.
She's always 7. You know, just because I'll never forget the look when we did the first one 3 years ago.
Wow.
And how she was. She was so excited. She played hostess. You know, it was like a big deal.
That's awesome.
You know, very, 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 very inspiring to be around. But what was cool was all you guys have helped build this character in her and other kids like her, because when people say, yes, I will come out in some way, and all of you did it, then she thinks, oh, I can get something done in life.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yes.
And that
She
is,
did it.
you know, and it started with my friends at the NFL Network when she goes, do you think we can get some stuff? And I said, I'll take you down there and you will ask them. And she asked him. I wanted to have her the experience and the character of learn how this is done.
Right.
And
how amazing the gift that she gave. So she had an amazing team of friends come out and help, and they were there. They were like, "What do you need, Sean? We got it. They got it covered."
10-year-olds running.
They
the
were
assembly.
amazing. Her team of friends were completely of service, and we're like, "We're here to serve others. This is what we're here to do, and this is what almost like the mission in life has been completed." Boom.
But you know, when you guys started saying, yes, I will be there, especially coming from a world that she knows, and she knows Ghost in the Shell, and she knows Monster High, and she knows the Avengers and Wolverine, that's when she starts to think, you know, I can do something good, you know, versus people saying, oh, they can't be here, they're not going to be a part of it. Then the morale swings the other way. Right. So she got everybody who made an effort to get involved, and you all did, and that galvanized it each day. She would be, and you would see it go into her energy and into her planning, because she does all that. She does, you know, she would sit in every meeting with the restaurant as far as what we were going to get served. She sat there when they made the request to Cisco to donate some stuff, and then she had to do all of it. I mean, the funniest thing was we walked on the Total Access set in October, right before anyone had really gotten wind that they were going to be drafted into this. We're at the NFL Network, and I said, okay, there's Jamie, go ask him. And she runs over to Jamie Dukes and goes, Jamie, I'm doing my Christmas breakfast again, and I want to see if you guys, I don't know, would maybe, you know, she's kind of shy about it, goes, will you guys consider helping me? And he's like, well, what do you need? And she's like, well, I was thinking you might sign some footballs for the silent auction. And like all of you, it's part of their economy. You know, they can get paid huge money to sit down and sign 40 footballs. Yeah. And so Jamie immediately looks back at the desk, you know, they were getting ready to start. He goes, okay, who's up for signing some footballs for this little girl?
Wow.
And they all walked over, as they've done every year. Deion Sanders, Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Thomas. And I got this photo of all these athletes in suits huddled around this little girl. And just the smile is I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I just told him outright, I said, you know what, this is why she's going to keep going. Because if you said no or call my agent, she's done with it. You know, you got to kind of give. But it was just so brilliant to see them all come over, you know, Michael Irvin, you know, and it's funny because a lot of times these guys take a lot of criticism online for whatever things, and I can always jump in there. You know, Warren Sapp's reputation online, probably not what he deserves it to be, but I can always say, you know, every time my daughter asks him to sign something for this event, he's done it for 3 years. He's signed whatever she asked. Yeah. You know, and she brought... And I said, I let it out of the bag. So, okay, now everyone said, yes, I've got this hefty bag full of footballs for you guys. You know, with 6 or 8 of them. And they all just, what do you want us to write on it? You know, and they all signed them. And, you know, she felt so empowered that I could say, okay, here's the next step to getting it done. Because the one thing I said is, if it's your idea, you do it. You're going to have to do it and have some say in it, you know, in order to really kind of inspire people to do it wherever they may be in the world. Because that's what we're hoping, is that other people start doing it. Somebody made a comment, you know, and I forget which executive it was, somebody not on our side, but I think on with the press or something, goes, you could sell $40, you could sell tickets to this for $40 a ticket or something like that. And I'm like, well, as soon as we do that, the energy in this room totally changes.
Right.
And it becomes a totally different event. But if you want to do a free one, even up the street, I will help you do it. You know, I will help you do it. If you want to do something like this for the kids in your neighborhood, because these offices are in every city, we'd be all about it. For free, for them to have an experience and to kind of make the world a little less dark. But if someone's going to be in there, I mean, obviously, we all know we can fine-tune this with some of the caliber walking through the door. We can obviously turn it into, you know, a really high-octane profiteering experience if that's how we're going to make our money, you know, selling Christmas to little kids. You know, not to sound like Gimbal or Macy.
No, that's exactly
you know?
it. No, you absolutely nailed it. You nailed it, and that's what makes the experience so much fun. One of my favorite things at the breakfast was, first of all, the cosplayers in the Transformer costumes, which were unbelievably
really
phenomenal.
Special.
They lit up, and then chasing. Me and Steve went to chase them because we wanted to get a picture of Steve with them, and so Steve's holding Max. And we're chasing the Transformers, and Steve comes up behind these there were 3 guys, but there were only 2 that fit in this little hallway. And we're like, excuse me, can we get a picture with you, Transformers? And people were trying to, we gotta move the Transformers. They have to go this, oops, sorry, they have to go this way. They have to go this way. You gotta go. And Steve's like, well, can I get a picture quickly? And then I say, this is Steve Blum. He's a Transformer. And both the cosplayers turned and went, Steve Blum. These little voices outside of these big, huge costumes. And they're like, oh, and they stopped listening to the person saying, we gotta go this way. They're like, no, we're stopping and getting a picture with Steve Blum. But everybody was fanboying and girling over everybody else.
There were some great photos, and you guys look like you're having a really fun time, which that was really heartwarming for me to see, because I know I dragged you guys out. But, you got some photos with Iron Man, and you got a great photo with, what's her name, Abby Abominable. Yeah, and I was like, amazing. Holy cow, that's like out of the Twilight Zone, that photo. So that look on your face. There's a great photo of Sally's son with R2-D2. I did post it.
I want to see that.
You have to see. It's hilarious. But there's so many photos where you look at it and go, that seems to be like a genuine good time in that photo.
We all had a great time.
It was a great time. I had a great time talking to you as Mr. Interviewer there. You were unbelievable out there in the.
We were saying he's like our version of a cool Rob Burgundy.
Epcar.
Nice.
No, it was fun. I had a blast.
It was amazing.
You guys were great.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to come to a party where they get interviewed by you?
That should be your stick. You just have cocktail parties once a month where you walk around and interview. Kind of like the old Playboy Mansion Hefner show from the 70s.
I know the people that would show up would be amazing.
I think that's a good idea.
Do it in the bunny tail next time.
Just walk around and be like, we're here with Ellen Stern Epcar and Erin Fitzgerald and Steve Blum. We're going to be talking about Monster High and sex. Like, he'd always kind of, he could have like Nelson Mandela on the couch and be like, how is things in South Africa? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about peace and sex.
One leads to the other.
But be a much happier place. Everybody was doing it.
Agree.
By the way, best Santa Claus ever.
Yeah,
I know. Unreal.
We said that before.
Holy moly!
Is that guy amazing?
He is Santa.
He is Santa.
I wanted to sit on his lap. Oh. He thought it was a little creepy, but
Steve,
no, I did.
I thought you did.
You know what? It's funny. It's like we just had the producer of the Blade films in here not too long ago, and he goes, we were playing on the show. We're like, okay, pitch me an idea for a Christmas movie. He says it to me, and I said, honestly, I think this event the pre-production of the event and the event itself is probably your Christmas movie.
You could do that.
Where it's like, and you have like a Miracle on 34th Street kind of vibe with this Santa Claus. Like he is Santa Claus.
Yeah, he is.
And it's kind of almost tough to be around him at times.
Yeah, I felt like I had to watch my language.
Oh, man, totally. Well, I've gone to dinner with him around, like, year-round, and people reaction is like, yep, you better get your life together.
Yeah.
The inspector's here.
Yeah,
and people literally change their personas around him. It's hilarious.
Get off that naughty list quick.
Yes, exactly. And when he has a sleigh like that,
You took him to the strip club, and the whole place cleared out, didn't they?
There's an off-air story, but I will share it once the show is over because you'll have But he is a brilliant Santa Claus. But, I mean, I can't thank a lot of you. And I believe all of you here, well, Epcar, you and I knew each other, but you, Steve, and you, Erin, I think on the first day I met each of you guys, I told you about this event, and you both volunteered to be there on that day, not knowing much about it or us, which really said something epic about you. You guys, I had a rapport with, and when I said something to it, you guys were there in a heartbeat as well. But it was interesting because I think I probably only knew you, Steve, for probably 45 minutes before you said yes to doing the event.
That's true.
And what's great about this, in this town in Hollywood, that's usually typically taken as talk, but you came walking up, toys and all, and you're like, I'm here, man. And I was like, that's one of those moments where you kind of get choked up because you're like, look at this guy. He came through. All of you guys did. I mean, there's so many moments throughout the day. I was saying on air last week, all the crazy hysterical planning, and I hear this little voice behind me, and it's like, Ethan, I'm here, and there's like this girl. It's all like in shy mode, and it's one of the artists that drove all the way up from Disneyland just to draw pictures of the kids.
Wow!
And she's like, we all carpooled together, and there was 4 of them in the car.
Unbelievable!
And they did these great drawings on people.
They were
gorgeous.
Yeah. They were gorgeous.
Yeah, really well done.
Well, I have to say this, and I know you're very appreciative of all of us showing up, and I'm going to speak for all of us and say that I think all of us want to contribute, and we don't always know how. And the fact that you created this environment for us to be able to to contribute makes us feel good and makes us feel like we can participate and do something good. So you have done us a favor as well.
Yeah, and like I said,
you.
because we got to be involved, I got contacted by 3 other voice actors already who are down for next year. They're
December
like,
6th.
put me on the list. At
It's
least,
December
and
6th.
And those are just the 3 from me.
I was contacted by so many people that told me, well, why didn't you tell me about this? Why
Right?
wasn't I there?
Like,
I
we
love
were
that.
the
I want
ones
to
that
go.
were supposed to go and gather every
I
voice
know.
actor in town
I
and
know.
say, did you
Well, I
want
mean,
it?"
I do rely on the hip individuals, the 4 of you in this room, to get other hip individuals involved.
you
I mean,
go.
I do
There
kind
you
of
go.
rely on. But that's brilliant that people said that. You know what really made me cry
will
the next
next year.
day? Literally a day or 2 after the event, I got an invite to the cosplayers, American Cosplay Paradise, where a lot of those cosplayers came from.
Oh, yeah.
They were amazing.
They put up a Facebook invitation, the Combat Radio Christmas for Homeless Kids December 6, 2014.
Wow.
And I totally
Wow.
lost it when I saw the invite.
Wow.
And there was already like 40 people going. Wow. So I was like, I totally just was totally winded. You know, when you put so much work into this and people take that kind of initiative, it totally blows me away. Very generous
Oh my gosh,
spirit, you know.
It's going to be epic.
You know, and they were already, and a lot of it was like, I wish I could have gone. I'm going to go next year, and it was like, just you can really get a sense that wow, the right people are involved with this. It was really cool.
You better call Salt Creek and tell them they need to extend.
I know.
the building
I know.
about-
Well, and Tony Oliver showed up.
Yeah.
Which was
Yeah,
wonderful.
Tony
It was so
did.
great to see. And he lives up there. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to check it out and be of service. And
Yeah, I love that.
You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer. Right here on LA Talk Radio.